this was just like I said, it was going to be like a normal flood. I mean, they had 12 inches in Blanco. We knew the floods were coming. We've known this before. We've seen a 22-inch flood in Blanco before, and it's gotten maybe 28 foot here. And I have specific landmarks that I know about how high the water is, and I can tell by judging the water in the river. But on that night, all our tourists were here ready for basically we had a flood watch. So we were all ready. They wanted to take pictures because from what the flood that were coming out of Blanco, it was going to be about a 25, maybe at the most, 28-foot flood, which is 6 to 8 feet below our cabins. And we were told it was going to probably be around 9:30. Well, at about 9 o'clock, we started alerting everybody that there will be a flood coming through. Be sure you get everything up from the river. And of course, it was still daylight at 9 o'clock. And 9:30 came, and there was still no water. And so I'm talking to our friends, and I'm saying there's something not right here. By 10:30, it was still not there. And by 11:30, I'm thinking this is not, something has happened. Because usually we take 45 minutes to get from Fisher Bridge to our property here at the resort. And then eventually, as about 11:45, we noticed that the water debris was starting to come down. And then it kept coming and coming. And then after a while, I would say within 20 minutes, it was already up to about 28 feet. And so we, at that point, my sons and I, we went to the camp, got the campers to leave the property, because I told them it was going to get into the cabins, not knowing where it was actually going to be. But actually, they got in the cars, they left the property. I got back to my house. The friends of ours were there. They were getting my wife, my grandson, and my son were leaving the house. I grabbed our cell phones, our billfolds, and our books for the resort. And the water was already in on our carpet when I went in to get them. And then by the time we got out of the house, it was already up about shin deep. Got in our vehicles, drove up to the hill to my son's house, and within 20 minutes, the water was already up to his house. And he's a good 200 yards from the river. And at that point, we decided we just better go because we had no idea how high this was going to get. So we left the property and came back the next morning, daylight, and just was devastated by what we saw. I mean, it was just like a war zone had hit this property, debris everywhere. All our property from inside our home was scattered all over the property, golf carts upside down, tractors upside down. It just was just an unbelievable sight.